Well, it turns out there are just some disgusting, depraved, misogynistic, anti-gay, pornographic, disgusting things on social media that are even too far for Donald Trump. Say goodbye to E.J. Antoni. Erwin, we hardly knew you, but what we knew of you, we found to be disgusting. And you're unqualified to be the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yes, the gold standard for all financial reporting around the world. No, you don't get that job. You get to go back under the rock from which you crawled and back to the Heritage Foundation. Because I imagine CNN outed in early September, outed that you had anonymous accounts that were not so anonymous in which you went after Kamala Harris with some disgusting, depraved, sexually explicit comments, along with dozens of other people, including gays and liberals. And even somebody on Donald Trump's team was like, no, that's disgusting. We can't have that guy up there. Even though that position, Bureau of Labor Statistics, probably didn't even require a confirmation hearing. But they said, we can't even put this guy up for that. I'm Michael Popak. You're here on Legal AF. Let's get down to the sordid tale of Erwin John Antoni. Let's just talk about his credentials. Barely a PhD. He's had it for about 4.5 years. He's not really published, except self-published. He's the chief economist for the Heritage Foundation and some other Texas institute that he founded. But he's a frequent critic. He puts on a 3-piece suit a lot and goes on Fox and other MAGA right-wing, propaganda platforms and criticizes whatever's going on at the time. When he was in college, he did the exact same thing in 2018. And he had this social media account, which I know you all want to hear about or get more reporting about. And I will do that in one moment. So look, E.J. Antoni also hung around the Capitol on January 6th. We have a photo of that, of course. Now, there's no reporting and no evidence that he broke into the Capitol. I just like to paraphrase Erwin John Antoni, I like my heads of Bureau of Labor Statistics who aren't potential insurrectionists. How about that? Now, let's go over the things that M. Stack at CNN reported. Didn't get a lot of coverage at the time, but it's certainly getting more coverage now. She reported that he originally had an E.J. Antoni account, but that he changed the account to another name, supposedly anonymous, from Erwin John Antoni to PhD of Bombs Away. Yes. And even had some Nazi propaganda that he included in his social media posts. He, probably the thing that Donald Trump found most indefensible, maybe, or at least people in his administration, was that he showed suggestive tweets implying that Senator Kamala Harris had advanced her career through sexual favors. And he literally posted, "You can't run a race on your knees." And then he doctored a campaign poster to depict a sexually explicit image of Harris. But that's not all, folks. CNN also reported that as it related to Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, a real PhD, the woman who accused Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault, he called her Miss Piggy. And then in February of 2020, he retweeted a post titled, "Advice for Women, How to Land a Great Guy. Be in shape, grow your hair long, be sweet, learn to cook, and don't be annoying." The post concluded, "Angry feminists and simps will try to sabotage you in the comments. Don't listen to them. Listen to me." Wired also reported about a bunch of conspiracy theories that he posted in 2020 and about COVID-19 and referencing things related to Nazi Germany in a positive way. And yet the White House on the way out posted this to defend him. Taylor Rogers, a White House spokesperson, said, at the time, President Trump has nominated Dr. E.J. Antoni to fix the issues at the Bureau of Labor Statistics and restore trust in the jobs report. He has the experience and credentials. I don't think so. And now they've said he's a brilliant economist and a patriot who will continue to do good work. He was welcomed back with open arms by Kevin Roberts, the executive director of the Heritage Foundation. In fact, I think I've got that particular quote. I'm going to tell you about Kevin Roberts in a moment. Kevin Roberts said, he's an amazing economist. Welcome back. So glad you're here. Heritage Foundation's gain as the U.S.'s loss and all that other stuff. Kevin Roberts has his own problems, by the way, because while we were looking at Project 2025 a couple of years ago, we ran into comments by Kevin Roberts, the head of the Heritage Foundation, in which he basically called for revolution in the streets and blood to be rolling to water the tree of liberty. That Kevin Roberts. So, Irwin has not denied that this was his accounts, even though he tried to keep it anonymous. And I'm sure a couple of well-placed phone calls from senators back to Donald Trump was like, yeah, you're not replacing the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics with this clown, this disgusting clown. Now Antony actually tried to create his own job. He was one of the leading critics of the former lead economist for the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Erica McEntarfer, Dr. McEntarfer. Now, the reason Donald Trump in August was fired her, mainly because of E.J. Antony and others, and tried to replace her with Antony, is that she revised, as they always do, the labor numbers by about 257,000 down, and Donald Trump took that as some sort of cook in the books in order to make him look bad instead of what it was showing, which was a weakening economy. The reason the Bureau of Labor Statistics adjusts its numbers is that when it does its first job numbers in a month, it's based on survey data that it gets at the moment, because it's all from data from companies and from others that employ people about what the jobs numbers looks like. But then more surveys come in. So the first is a statistical model, but that statistical model improves as they get more actual data, and then they make the adjustment. That's been going on for decades, folks, not just to Donald Trump, to all presidents. It's not because somebody's trying to look bad. Donald Trump didn't like the fact that his economy is not generating enough jobs, obviously, and the bottom has dropped out. The job creation, apparatus for Donald Trump. So he fired the numbers. You don't like the numbers, fire the person reporting on them. But E.J. Antony, you're not going anywhere. You're certainly not going to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'll be doing some other reporting later today about others that are not going to go further, like U.S. attorneys around the country. We got a new one in Nevada. That nominee who doesn't have the support of her Nevada state senators, and Donald Trump tried to shove in like Alina Habba, she just got bounced as well. We'll cover it all right here on Legal AF. Thank you for joining us here on Wednesday. I'm Michael Popak. Take a minute, hit the free subscribe button, come over to Legal AF Substack, do the exact same thing. Become a paid member, and now you're a card-carrying member of Legal AF. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popak.
Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.